I posted my last video, a lot of you reached out via the DM and asked me to talk about saturation in the tech industry. And even if that's not my favorite thing to talk about, right? My favorite thing is my water bottle. I'll still do that anyway because I'm here to listen to you guys. What are my thoughts around the purported saturation? Personally, for me, I think that saturation happens on two levels, right? One, you can talk about a lot of people going in to learn a particular skill set. It could mean in that sense that, that field is saturated with a lot of learners, right? And the reason why I use learners, right, it's quite intentional. People learning a particular skill doesn't necessarily mean that they will see through it to the end. In fact, right, I saw like some data that say that 70% of people that pick a particular skill set to learn never see it through. The remaining 30% that see it through, 15% of them would pivot and go to other areas and whatsoever. The other level of saturation that could happen is when you have skilled and competent talent in a particular skill set. Have loads of them and like they're competing for jobs, and the talent that are in there are way above like the amount of jobs that are available to them, right? And that's another level of saturation. And I think that's where the conversation really is. And personally, for me, I don't think that if we're talking about that type of saturation, that it actually exists. And for a few reasons, right? I have a couple of tech recruiters as friends, and one of the things that they struggle with is that you don't have a lot of competent people. Finding like competent talent is more difficult, right, than finding like an actual job. And that's what it is. I think that the whole narrative of certain tech fields being saturated, it's not really factual. Because if tech recruiters are struggling to find top talent to hire, then it means that there's still loads of opportunities in there for people to go in, learn that skill, be very competent, be diligent, and get a job. I think for me, people should be more focused on not just learning the skill, but also being very competent in that. And the reason why I think that the narrative of certain tech fields being saturated, it's largely inaccurate, is because you have access to global opportunities, right? You can be in Nigeria and apply for jobs in the UK, US, and all of that. And I know that having access to such opportunities mean that you have to compete with a global pool of talent and what so have you. I still think that the opportunities available, right, supersede the amount of competent talent that we have. If you're someone trying to get into tech, I don't think that one of the things you should be focused on is if a particular tech field is saturated and all of that. There are better metrics that you can use to guide you in terms of choosing a particular skill set to learn. I've made a video on what you should consider in terms of picking a particular tech skill. Also, I think that the tech ecosystem in Nigeria is still growing. I don't think that we've harnessed even 20% of the potential that it has over here. This fear is so unnecessary. I think it's completely a Nigerian thing.